Hey, guys, welcome back. It is time for another Whatnot inspection. Whatnot, I don't know what I'm going to title this exactly. It's going to be like a Whatnot Pains in the Buns type series, type video here, where we got 5 different threads on the r/whatnot app Reddit. Some of them just gripes, some of them seemingly scams, some of them, we'll touch on the Pokemon Wizard thread at the end of this video, so you want to stay tuned for that, as well as it got a little sneak peek on some cool swag at the end of the video here. So if that's something that you're interested in, by all means, you probably want to stick around to the end. Hopefully I don't forget to include that. But I think the theme of this one here, the theme of this video is going to be the fact that Whatnot or any other selling platform, any type of sales, buying, selling, whatever, is going to be drastically impacted, and the behaviors of the individuals that are doing so, that are buying and selling, the ones that are not, situated in a way, not set up in a way to deal with ups and downs with the market, and currently the market is down. I know people don't want to believe it, with the craziness that was the Van Gogh exhibit, the craziness that was the skateboards after they came out, not before they came out, only after they came out. I know it's hard to believe, but there aren't as many people buying at this point in time. Again, just economic reasons that we're not going to get into. I am not an expert in any of that stuff by any means, but you can certainly tell when it's when the market is hot, and it's not hot right now. We got modern product that is very accessible, very normal, very non-pandemic style market going on here, which is nice. I like it. It's nice and chill. I feel like there's less hype dog 69s that are getting in, that are buying and selling, that are going to Walmart and loading their cart up, whether or not they're saying they beat the scalpers or they are the scalpers. People are not. I mean, other than the recent stuff with the skateboards and the exhibit items, usually in this day and age, there's not really much reason for people to complain about scalping. I mean, there always will be somebody saying somebody's scalping something if they're reselling anything in any way, regardless of how they acquired it. But again, we need buying, we need selling. You need to be selling off extra stuff. Maybe your collection goals change. Maybe you're a buyer and seller and you can do that full time. You can. You got to work very hard to do it. If you're lazy and if you're G-balling and you think that you can G-ball forever on an app like Whatnot, it's just not the case. Let's get through these threads here. Maybe we won't read all of the comments other than maybe the Pokemon Wizard one. But there are some good threads here. There's some good information. And yes, we can extract this information and we can use it to our advantage. No matter where you are, bringing this, whatever you're buying and selling. Again, we're sticking with the theme, the recent theme of make decisions that are going to make your collecting, buying, selling, collecting, whatever it is, more enjoyable and less stressful. And just know, like, how much time are you investing into something? How much headache are you going to end up with, or potentially going to end up with? How often are you going to have those headaches? And the answer for Whatnot is pretty often. Are they going to make it right sometimes? Sure. Are they going to refund you if you're Maggie and you got ripped off by Blake? Yeah, I guess so. After, how many parts, how many episodes, how much time? Maybe they make that right. But again, at the same time, it's sort of like an eBay. Even eBay. eBay would be my recommended, not associated with eBay. Yes, eBay can smarten the hell up and get rid of a lot of counterfeit items that are clearly counterfeit, that are obvious counterfeits, that they should be cleaning up before they do any of this like authenticity guarantee stuff. It's a much easier and much better step, in my opinion, for them to be doing something like that, but they don't do it. All right, enough ranting though. Let's get into this. So, yeah, I guess to finish that thought, if you buy something on eBay and it looks too good to be true, yes, you can get your money back, but it's going to be a pain in the butt. It's going to be held up. That money, those funds are not going to be available for some amount of time. You will have to go through the process if they don't ship, or they ship you something that is just, they send you some Cheetos. Yes, you can be sent Cheetos, even from eBay. It's not a good idea for them to do it in any way. I don't know why they did it with PayPal goods and services. But if you haven't seen that video, there's a video with Cheetos. I'll leave that down below if you want to watch that. If you haven't watched it, I'll put a link in the top of the description. Now, first one here by LRS 1436. who says, venting the good and the frustrating. They say, I really like the app and have found some great streams / items in the last week. For whatever reason, almost every stream I hop in, the seller is yelling / cursing at the chat for not spending enough on the item. If you need a certain price, why wouldn't you either start the bid at that price or not sell the item? What's getting pissed at the chat gonna do? Drive away followers and potential future buyers. I can imagine it doesn't feel great to buy a sweatshirt for $120 and then it sells for only $15. But how is that the buyer's fault? And then go on about how much you're losing off each sale. Just such a turnoff. I think this is the same thing with anything. Whether you're selling, no matter the platform you're selling on, if you don't want to auction stuff off, then don't auction it off. Like, unless you got like some crazy prices, unless you got like a crazy amount of buyers, you need a serious amount of buyers, because like not everyone, even if you have a whale in your stream and this dude is, man, he wants to buy a lot of crap. He doesn't necessarily want to buy every item. You need at least 2 people that are going to compete over something, that really want something, in order for that to work. Otherwise, you end up with, you either have somebody that's pissy, that's probably, they're probably abiding by the rules. They don't have their significant other, a friend. They're not doing it themselves. They're not shill bidding their items to get it to the point that it needs to get to. But then they're going to be frustrated that they're selling stuff and it doesn't end for enough money. So it's not too often that I auction anything. Certain stuff that just is very hard to put a value on, like an error card or something like that. I usually, something like that, it might justify an auction. But in terms of auctioning everything always, you got to be prepared to not make top dollar on it, because that's usually how an auction's going to turn out. Like, if your bidders are smart bidders, they're not going to bid more than what they could just go buy it somewhere else for. Otherwise, like, why wouldn't they just go buy it and be guaranteed the item instead of, I mean, there's probably some amount of like people that like auction style stuff, and there have been auctions. There always will be auctions that sell for more than what you can go buy stuff for. I remember back in the day, just watching like PWCC auctions, and no, these were items that they probably weren't show bidding on. But you give it a scroll through and you'd be like, does it really sell for that much? And then you go look on eBay. This is when they were selling on eBay. So they had eBay listings or eBay auctions that were selling for more than you could just go buy that same card. And it'd be the same graded copy, maybe even a cleaner copy, for less money than what the auction went for. Like, it's, I don't know, people can be lazy. I mean, it could have been to like show bids as well. Like, if the person that was consigning that item decided to do something sketchy, they very well could have. All right, Vertendo64 says, desperation with some guilt tripping sprinkled on top. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's the thing too. And it's just like, it's not a good thing. No matter what kind of content or selling or anything that you're doing, if you show that you're desperate, if you show that you're having a bad time, that you're pissy or anything else, like, people aren't typically attracted to that. We got, chat, what are you doing? Chat, buy this stuff, buy this stuff. We'll see another one of these little techniques or signs that, like, it could just be that like the market is bad, but like, that's the thing. Just sell the items, like, just give people good deals on them. They don't have to be auction style. You can just say, here's a sweatshirt. Here it is for $110. You can put a floor on it. I know then people are going to be competing with each other, but then you're also competing with people that are potentially ripping other people off, or you're competing with people that actually have the customer base that allows them to have this type of auction. So you gotta take all that stuff into consideration. Next, we have a post by Tiny Paint 3508, who says, don't buy from JMG Stones Metals. And we got a little DM action here. It says, why did you cancel the sale? If you made a mistake with pricing, you should own up to it and give me what I bought. And they say, not how it works. There was an error and no photos of items. I don't sell items with photo, as I hold the right to cancel any sale of item. You will be blocked from buying from me. Please don't try stupidly with me. Signed, JMG. And I think this is something that, like, this is like a grandparent, maybe parent, maybe older parent type thing, to like sign your name at the bottom of every DM. But also just the please don't try stupidly with me. What the hell does that even mean? So I don't know if this is how it works, or if they think they found some kind of secret loophole that they don't put they don't put photos so that they don't have to sell the item. What? Bought an item from him and he canceled the order since the price was too low, then blocked. What a jerk. So that's the thing too. You're going to deal with a lot of that. And this is, I'm going to blame this largely on the fact that Whatnot needs to vet their sellers harder than they have been. And when stuff like this comes up, like that's just like a, what do you want somebody? I mean, clearly they want as many sellers on the platform as possible, because the more transactions that happen, the more 13% they get, or 10% if that includes like the fees or whatever. We have other people saying, I want to give away from the seller. He didn't like my name and started cussing at me. Then threaten legal action if I report him for not sending me anything. You can't make this up. Yeah, the legal action threats, those are pretty commonplace. Again, like when he's going to sue you because he didn't send you a giveaway item. Again, we don't know the exact full story here. We don't know what his name was on the app. I don't know if it's the same as his username on Reddit, but regardless, that's what we're dealing with. All right, next up we have the traditional. We have the little stands set up. We got some Pokemon product. We got Funko Pops in the background. Spider-Man jumping off a Pokemon product, and a UFO in the top background. So this one was posted by the Unnamed Feeling, who says pull box scam. So this is not my own fault. I gambled, but I watched this guy for an hour and pulled literally all 50-cent reverse hollows, not one card worth more than $1. Watch out for Area 741. So that's the thing here. So there's this whole system where we have now, I mean, we can claim that we're dumb here, but an energy from a pull box is not a $2 value. So the F there is indicating the floor, as in like the cheapest thing that is available. I get the appeal of these like pull boxes and stuff like that, but they're also just like a huge like problematic thing. I mean, if you don't go through the pull box, if you don't show everything that's within the pull box, you can easily have sleeves that are marked and stuff like that, so that you know who's bidding on what, who's getting what. I don't like them. I think it's just another way for bad things to happen. But and then even then, when you have stuff like people making up values or like stuff like that, or super inflated values, now are you gonna have a Whatnot mod go in there every time someone has a stream? Like if it's egregious, as bad as like you're marking energies as $2 a piece, like clearly that's an issue. Maybe you want to make the floor $1. I don't think you should have, like, why do you have energies in there to begin with? Just put dollar cards in there. Maybe you don't have dollar cards. You spent all your money on Spider-Man. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird that anyone would want to purchase from anything that looks like this. We got some Pokemon porn in the background there. Sick. I can't talk. I'm heavily addicted to hentai. Henty, as a certain scammer would say. I don't get it. Not one card worth more than $1, but they're claiming $2 floor. Disgusting. So that's the thing too. It's just like you're just trying to like inflate that price. The dreaded let's go. Yeah, the let's go is definitely tainted. Maybe just as much as the word community. But yeah, it's not good. Not good for anyone. I'll scroll through these, but we're not gonna read all the comments. Again, like what, like you have to essentially be watching entireties of streams. You need to basically be investigating the people that are selling you stuff. And then also like you can run into something that like, this is straight up I don't know if you want to call this a scam, but this is a straight up deceitful, right off the go. Like if you're claiming that energies are $2 a piece, my apologies. Maybe the average would be too low. 116 available. That's the thing too. It's just like this dude is not going to sell 116 of these. So like, does it even need to have the $50 hits in there? And then I can only imagine if he's saying that the energies are $2. Like, what is a $50 hit to this person? Next, Lost Pineapple 1571, who says, "Be careful." Oh God, yeah, this is another one of the scammer bingo slots. It says a lot of categories on the Whatnot app consider themselves in quotation, family. Yeah, they're doing it for the family. They're doing it for the kids. You're a family member. We're all family. Is it Olive Garden? Olive Garden, where the slogan has something to do with family? Or Fast and the Furious, or both. I've been on Whatnot for about 2 years now, and I've seen multiple streamers try to take advantage of the chat by giving a sad story so they buy, or now giving a tip. Just be careful out there, as the economy is not as strong as it used to be, and a lot of people will be trying to give sad stories for charity. 100%. That's just it. They're going to talk. They're going to have their kids on the stream. They're going to say that they're going to give some stuff to their kids. They will use their kids. They will use their family. They will use a sad story. They'll talk about how their car broke down, and then like they can't drive to Walmart to get more product to sell on Whatnot at an increased price. Just like ridiculous crap like that. Always. It's always going to exist. People will try to pull at heartstrings because it works. Because people will feel bad for them, and then they'll be more likely, more prone to purchasing. So there's a ton of examples where we've seen scammers on the channel that essentially will use that kind of thing as a I guess an assisted tool to generate income, to generate pity donations and or pity purchases. We've seen it. It's happened. My apologies, but the fact that you have children doesn't mean that people should be purchasing more or overpriced goods from you. That's not how the world works. If you can do it, if you can do it in high and in low, adjust accordingly. If you need to make money to support your family, it doesn't need to come from people buying overpriced product that you pulled off a Walmart shelf. My apologies. But that's maybe the reality check that you need. Now, let's see. We call them donation goblins. Pity poachers. Yeah, I like pity poachers. That's a good name for it. Professional panhandlers. Yeah, buy me a coffee. So that's the thing too. It's just like, yeah, if you're doing a good job, people are surely gonna want to support it. I really hate when, like, it's bad. It's bad enough when people say like, oh, it's for the community. It's like, for family, your family, we're family here, and they're like, pressuring people to buy from each other. I don't want you guys to feel like you ever need to do anything or buy anything from me or support me in any way. Just watching the stuff. That's why the large majority of the revenue from the YouTube and stuff like that, I want it all to be kind of a passive thing where it doesn't cost you guys anything. And then also kind of like stay between like something that benefits you guys. I'm not going to recommend anything if it isn't like something that I would actually use. So I want to stay somewhere between like keeping it as inexpensive for anyone that wants to watch this stuff. I don't want to paywall anything. I think that's ridiculous. I think everyone deserves to be able to watch anything that they want. In terms of like content, stuff like this, warning stuff, especially scammer related stuff, so that people can learn how to avoid this sort of thing, learn how to be smart with their money, what they're buying. Hey, at least to some extent. But then without going into the realm of like, I'm not going to do Raid Shadow Legends nonsense. Like, I'm not going to play Raid Shadow Legends, so I'm not going to ask you guys to play Raid Shadow Legends where they can like hope that someone downloads the thing and spends way too much money on it, and pays me out that way. It's slimy. I get why people do it. It's a big payout and stuff like that. But I would much rather support whether it's game stores, stuff like that I already use, that's a benefit to everyone. Speaking of game stores, PSA Pikachu has the booster boxes. He brought the booster box pre-order price because of the quantity that he was able to get. Is able to bring the price down to $99.99, so just under 100 boners. US on psapikachu.com. Let's see if we can't bring this up without doing any exposing of things, because I definitely do not want to edit this video. You guys know it. We got psapikachu.com. Okay, all right, here we go. Let's just bring it in like this, right there. Now, if I can, you can tell this was very sporadic, but yeah, the Paradox Rift. Very excited for Paradox Rift. I'll be doing a mega stream If you guys haven't tuned into those are a lot of fun. I'm planning on opening up to 4 cases. If we finish the set before that, then I'm going to stop opening. But it sounds like this is going to be a big set. It's going to be like a Paldea Evolved, sort of like 3 sets in one. So we're going to have like somewhere close to 36 IRs, a whole lot of SIRs, stuff like that. It's got the new Paradox Pokemon in it. I'm excited. It's going to be a challenge. Obsidian Flames was too small. I think Paldea was too big. This is going to be another one that's probably too big, too difficult to complete. I kind of was hoping that they would go back towards like Scarlet and Violet Base, where it's like 2 Japanese sets. It's like 24 IRs, somewhere in around that, maybe 22, because I think they used 2 of them as promos, but something like that. I think that's a better area to be in. But you know what? I think I would rather it be 3 sets than 1 set, and then the EX decks. The Obsidian was a little bit too easy. We did it in just under 2 cases, like just a few packs short of 2 cases. All right, now, yeah, so the family thing, yeah, I don't know. A lot of this stuff, you're going to see a lot of desperate stuff when there's people that are desperate to not go, or to do it part-time, to move to part-time. There's a ton of people that are going to have to move to part-time, but they're going to do everything in their absolute power to not do so, to avoid doing so. That's what we end up with. Now, the last but not least, we have the Healthy Annual 4181, who posted a Pokemon Wizard thread who says, I'm so happy to see the scumbag have a Rattle video released on him, scam thousands, and will be soon banned on Whatnot. I don't know, like Whatnot is like hit or miss. Like you got to show quite a bit before somebody gets banned from Whatnot. He did, again, this is all in my opinion. Pokemon Wizard did a very good job of hiding the fact, other than he might have got a little cocky. Again, all my opinion, guys. In my opinion, he's doing some sketchy stuff, taking the big hits, and yes, he's gonna leave hits in there. I know there's gonna be some wizard jizzards who are gonna say like, oh yeah, but I got totally awesome stuff and deals from him. Well, yeah, when he's poaching the top hit out of the booster box, there's a good chance he's gonna be able to give you some good deals, and then he's grading that stuff. And then selling it back to people, probably for the most part. He had that stuff on his background, the Charizards, whether or not he was keeping those, whether or not he was selling those. Yes, you're going to be able to give people great deals when you take the top hit out of the booster box. Right? Does that not make sense? Again, smart scammers aren't going to completely pull all the hits out. They aren't going to reseal everything and just have non-hollows in the entire box. Like they're going to pull a little bit, but then they might get a little bit greedy. They might try to double dip. They might try to sell those same hits from the box. I think that's what's happening. And again, he doesn't show the entire box. We had the footage. I don't understand how someone can see the footage of him hiding the open bottom pack and not think that like something's going on there. Like if anyone can defend that, they're either delusional. They don't want to admit the fact that they got ripped off. They didn't watch the entire video. Or they're wizard jizzards and they're just trying to run cover for them. Like you got to be one of the 3. All right, Seaballs89 says, can we get a TLDR of what happened? And Arf Dog, I like the name, Arf Dog. Resealed packs in the box breaks. Seaballs89, and then they don't even all need to be resealed, just the ones that are heavy, because you'd search the heavy packs. He would search the heavy packs, and then he would pull out the big boy Charizards or whatever needs to be pulled out in order to like make that extra tendies on the box. You got to replace it with something where you end up with less hits than they're supposed to be, which can happen, but again, not likely. Usually you have 12 hits if there's less than 12 hits, but then you also have the little bit of a defense running, because you could say like, oh, maybe it's in one of the packs that got sent out to somebody that didn't have it opened on the stream. Again, it's real sketch. It's real sketch. Be careful buying sealed product from anyone that you don't 100% trust, unless you're going to open it. But then also, if he's going to open it for you, there's a lot of weird things that were going on, and that's without like I'm sure there's hours and hours of more footage where potentially there's more packs that come open on the bottom. Potentially there's other weird things that have been done, other examples where he's taken stuff off screen. So like we can't even see anything beyond the 6-month mark, And again, man, I wish they would just prevent the ability. I think Whatnot, the easiest and best step Whatnot could possibly do. Pro tip, Whatnot, free advice from your boy Rattle. I know you're probably not my biggest fan, but pro tip, well, I guess other than removing Craig, who was making money off of Blake's breaks, but he's still there. I think that would be number one easiest way to prove to people that you're going to do the right thing. Number two would be the fact that you should make it so that people can't hide their streams. You shouldn't be allowed to, if you're live selling, if you're a seller, you're selling things live, you should not be allowed to hide your streams. And I get it. If somebody purchased from the stream, they're allowed to go look at it. But a lot of those people aren't going to go look at it. There's a ton of people that will at no charge. There's a ton of people on this Reddit. There's myself. There's a ton of awesome people that worked with me on a lot of, searching through streams, finding examples of sketchy things, whether it's Blake, whether it's Wizard, whoever it is. People will do that. They're going to work together. They don't want to see people ripped off. I don't want to see people ripped off. That's just how it is. Right? Can we agree on that? Just leave it. Just leave it open. And make it so that even if you want them to like disappear after 6 months, sure, do it. But make it so that people can request the older footage. Is it going to be an extra pain in the butt? Yes. Are they doing free work for you? Free labor? Yes. And then they can send the stuff right along to your trust and safety team. You have to want that to happen. You have to want to be able to, remove the bad actors from your platform. That's what all the good people that are doing the right thing on there want to happen. And if you hate Rattle because he's exposing it, because he's making Whatnot look bad, you're probably one of those people that are doing bad things. It's the same with the people that complain about my videos, that they're like, oh, it's for the drama, it's for the clicks. It's he wouldn't be able to do anything productive otherwise. No, it's not. YouTube ad revenue sucks pretty bad. There are many other things I can make. There are many other videos. There are many other avenues. There's many other hours that I can spend doing something that would make far more money. I promise you, I could go back to doing a regular job. I could do YouTube on the side. I could do some other Pokemon stuff on the side. We're doing this because it's important, because it's necessary. And all the people that are saying, oh, he's just doing it for the drama. I can't believe, you got to forgive people at some point. I don't know who has that thought process, but to me, yes, people make mistakes. People are allowed to own up to their mistakes. Okay, oopsie doopsie, I shill bit on something. Sucks to suck. I shouldn't have done it. I'm never going to do it again. We never see that. Why do we never see that? Because the only reason they're sorry about it, the only reason they're upset about it is because they got caught. They would have continued to do it day in, day out if they never got caught. It's once they do. If people are stealing from other people, whether it's shill bidding, whether it's resealing packs, whether it's fake stamping cards, whether it's altering cards, all of that stuff, I'm going to be there to make a video about it. There's no need for that. And you can't say, oh, poor me, I only shill bid a little bit. No, you're still stealing from people. If you're breaking the law, in which case it's pretty bad when it comes to trading stuff. Pretty hard to get somebody prosecuted for resealing packs and stuff like that. But when the dollar value adds up, and that's the thing too, I don't care if it's the most expensive Pokemon sale in history that's been faked, the $3.5 million case that was a fake sale. I'm going to cover that. I'm also going to cover Jim Bob Jeaner Wiener, who happened to steal $1,000 from somebody on a Whatnot stream. There's no difference. Well, I mean, the difference is the fact that it's a budget scammer instead of, the high-end scammer. But regardless, if there's a scam, if somebody is getting taken advantage of, and I'm not talking like, oh yeah, I regret this trade, that kind of thing. I don't make videos about that. I can disagree with someone, but it's not going to be like a scammer video. I think most people can, know, they notice the difference. If you're stealing from someone, I am going to absolutely pump your butt. That's all there is. People need to hear it over and over again. If you hear somebody saying, oh yeah, Rattle just makes drama videos, it's because they're probably doing something that they're ashamed of. They're doing something that they could and should be dragged for. And again, I don't care if it's something that doesn't affect anyone else. Sure, fine, whatever. Do what you got to do. If you're unethical, if you're wiping signatures and stuff like that, yeah, that's getting into the point that like you're taking advantage of people if you're not fully disclosing that, and you're taking advantage of the artist and stuff like that. So like, yes, maybe you're not directly stealing money from someone's pocket. You're not just like taking someone's money and not shipping something. And it's funny because the same people that will fucking cry about how I'm making drama videos, we're going on a whole tangent here. The same people that will fucking cry about how I'm making drama videos are the same ones that are like, oh, boo-hoo is me when they get ripped off. They'll go on, name drop the person that fucking stole from them, and it's not the same thing. Is it not the same thing because people are seeing what I'm making? Is that what's going on? I don't know. I think we're doing good here, guys. I appreciate every single one of you that share these videos. Whether it's a lighthearted one like this, where we're kind of just taking a look at whatnot from the outside. We're not necessarily, I mean, like, other than like the wizard stuff is, to me, it looks like a scam. It looks like he's been stealing from people. But the other stuff there, the pull box, like stupid numbering stuff, like selling people energies for $2, like that kind of thing. That's more of like a sketchy warning, like don't buy from this person and like whatnot. What the hell are you doing letting people on your platform that are going to do something like that to begin with? The vetting process, again, we're going to criticize the vetting process in that instance. But that's the thing. We're not just making videos for the sake of making videos. When there's no scammers, I promise you guys, when there's no scammers, we will make other videos. We'll make other content. We'll do some openings. I don't care. I don't give a shit how much money it makes. When there's scammers, we're going to cover the scammers. I have a ton of investigations going on at the moment. When there's no scammers, we're going to enjoy the hobby. I mean, I'm always enjoying the hobby in the background to a certain extent. Happy hour is largely based on that. There's very little scammer talk in the happy hour chats. The last one we were doing some shopping, some Japanese shopping. There's a Buyee link down below. Be careful with Buyee. Watch my video on Buyee, but also you got to be careful with Buyee because Buyee is not necessarily like going to save you. They're not going to save you. If you buy from somewhere where there's no refunds, if you buy from someone sketchy, if it's a resealed product or anything like that, and you're buying from like Yahoo Japan or Mercari or something like that, you got to be very careful because there's no getting it back. Buyee can't get the money back. You can't get the money back if you get ripped off. So you got to be very careful. There is a certain amount of risk involved with certain platforms like that, which sometimes, it might be worth it to you, but make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. We need to make more videos on that. Hopefully eventually I'll make a Tenzo video so that people can have better access to like the Japanese collectors that are in the West here who want to be able to buy boxes for regular price. Hopefully that whole thing kind of fixes itself. But anyway, back on to this here, and then we got the reveal, the cool thing reveal coming up here. So again, sorry to go on a tangent here. We're gonna make this a longer video than it should be, but hopefully I'm providing some sort of value here. You guys seem to like the video yesterday. That was exactly that. We're trying to compress in. I'm trying to compress in as much as possible here, but also we got to get on some side rants. Regardless. From that last rant, thank you everyone that watches the videos. Thank you everyone that shares the videos. Thank you so much to everyone that's in the Discord, that's sharing information with me, that's on the lookout. Again, you guys are my eyes and ears, and can't say thank you enough. Awesome. Every single person that brings anything to my attention, any single person that helps me look through hours and hours of footage is a huge help. All right, we got Philo, who says this doesn't even cover the shill bidding. So that's the thing. Shill bidding is very, very hard to prove. And that's why I'm not going to get into shill bidding. I'm not going to say that he is or isn't shill bidding anything because it's largely to do with the fact that if someone's smart, they're not going to get caught for shill bidding. They're not going to be doing it themselves on their phone, looking down at it. Shout out to Harvey on that one. Maybe the stupidest criminal of all time. Or typically, like, the only time we see this kind of thing come out is if the person that's shill bidding for the person comes out and like decides like, okay, it's scorched earth time, motherfuckers. We're burning it down. And look, I was show bidding. He asked me to show bid for him. His wife was show bidding for him. We've seen that in the past. But for the vast majority of it, if someone's doing it correctly, it's the same thing with like reseals. If the reseals were done correctly and they weren't popping open on the bottom here for our boy Wizard, there wouldn't be that second video kind of showing the stuff. I mean, there's a huge red flag when somebody has like a shitty attitude and they're being a shithead with every aspect, that they're probably also doing something shitty. But I mean, we gotta have the hard evidence here, guys. And hiding a open bottom pack, in my opinion, there's not really any reason to do that. If you got duped, or unless you're looking to pass on the duping to someone else. So that's all I need to see in order to form my opinion. Again, I suggest you guys all form your own. My opinions are not always the best. My method of doing things are not always the best. There are better ways than what I do to make money. There are better ways to grow your collection. There are better ways to do a lot of things. Maybe you enjoy shopping somewhere that I don't enjoy shopping. Maybe you enjoy that, going to Walmart and picking up that overpriced box on the shelf instead of going to PSA Pikachu and pre-ordering. And no, you don't need to pre-order right away. Just some point between now and 11/03. Man, that's coming up. It's the in between. It's less than a month. So that's the thing too. If it's outside of a month, you probably don't want to be pre-ordering that early, unless it's something like Pokemon Center. If you want your Pokemon Center exclusive stuff, then by all means do that whenever, because they only charge you when they ship it. So I know I guess that's the only reason. Not the only reason, but pretty much the only reason that I'm gonna buy anything from Pokemon Center is if there's like exclusive, if there's promos, if there's Pokemon exclusive like items or boxes. I like to pick up a couple of them, or I guess a few of them, one to open and a couple to stick in the old vault. Ramble Hex saying, I think the CGC submissions are very suspicious. 100% agree. The fact they are top hits from all the box breaks, and said breaks were missing most of those hits or had one less hit than average. Also, as Rattle pointed out, the boxes he opens are always on the table and he never picks them up. It's not a stretch to think the boxes could be opened from the bottom, packed, searched, and resealed. So that, or even if the back side or something like that, I mean, you can have it hidden in a way that you open it, maybe you stretch it back over the box, that kind of thing. Not showing all sides of it is definitely a red flag. There's no reason not to. I mean, you have like a crazy expensive box there. You're going to hype dog and say, let's go, and all this other crap, but you're not going to like show people that the box top to bottom is like perfectly sealed. And then when you bring the packs out, you're hiding the fact that one's open on the bottom, and you're not really, at that point, you're like, oh no, I guess I can not look at the flaps and give them a good inspection and show them to the camera, even though that was the idea behind opening the box and checking it to make sure it wasn't resealed. Enough. Winner asking for the video, and Sachimo saying I had to go search real quick. There it is. Thank you very much for linking that. You see, I gave him the little whatnot up arrow, which is an upside down heart, ironically. I see you do. You says, hope Rattle doesn't let up. He's still on the platform. He needs to go. Quite easily the worst seller on the app. Maybe him and Father Carson go to TikTok and scam. So, I don't know. Going to TikTok and scamming after you get kicked off of whatnot doesn't seem like an option anymore. I will say thank you to TikTok for taking the Blake thing very seriously and getting them their live access removed right away. I think it's in their best interest and everyone's best. Like any of these platforms, I think the people are gonna decide that the hope Rattle doesn't let up. Like a large part of this is I'm not gonna use their platform. Like whatnot doesn't have to sell it to me. They have to sell it to you. So if there's enough outrage by the people that are making them money, the sellers and buyers that are on that platform, using the platform, are speaking out about it. If they're sharing this video, if they're sharing any of the whatnot videos, if they're commenting on the whatnot posts, if they're making sure that like whatnot is holding their sellers accountable, then I think that's going to make a bigger difference than I can make 75 videos about Wizard and keep an eye on him. It seems like he's probably not going to keep doing the same thing if he's been called out on it at this point in time. So like, Again, we don't have the old footage. If anyone has the older footage from the older box breaks and would like to share those with me, if anyone purchased into those, by all means, do let me know. But again, it would be very, very stupid of him, very lazy of him to keep doing the same thing, to be resealing this stuff. So here we got low move here. We got a -7 on the defense of the wizard. So that kind of speaks to you know, there were some in the video that are gonna be like, oh no, Rattle, you're totally wrong on this one. That is like the #1 thing that I hear from either you know, a scammer or someone that I'm investigating, or something else. They're just like, I usually love your videos and I watch them all, but this one, you couldn't be more wrong on this one. Is it only wrong because it's you? That's the thing too. It's just like, if people just want another chance, if they messed up, I mean, clearly it would be very hard to make it right to all the people that bought into all of these breaks. It would be another mass refund. Is Whatnot going to do that? Probably not, unless people are pushing for it. Should they be? I would think so. I mean, even if you got a hit, even if you got a hollow from the box, like, you still potentially could have had the big hit or the big hits from the box instead of, you know, whatever hollow he decided to leave in there or swap in there, hypothetically. But yeah, that's all we got for today. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully it was insightful. And now the secret reveal. So next week we have a new Rattle hat. We're going with the white colorway, the red R, the white hat, the black text. So these bad boys you'll be able to order them next week. Orders will be open next week. They aren't right now, but once they are, I'll make some posts on all the social media, on the social medias, so that you guys can order one. They're pre-order, special order only, because they are fitted. They're New Era, $59.50 as per usual. And again, they're expensive. They're gonna be the $65. I know there's going to be like 3 or 4 people angry in the comments here, angry in the comments on whenever I post them. But I promise you guys, they're expensive. They're expensive hats to begin with, but then they're also expensive to have them custom embroidered. And that's where the cost goes. I don't make anything off of them. I will be paying much more than that for the 2 hats that I ordered for myself, as per usual. But I know, just like when I came up with the first one, with the black one, my intention was just to make a hat for myself. And then I had people like, oh man, I want to order one. I don't care what the price is. But that's the thing. I don't want a cheap $10 dad hat. It's not going to do it for me. We got the real deal. We got the New Era $59.50 official real deal. And that's what we're sticking with, because that's what I want. If you don't want it, don't worry about it. It's not going to really support me in any way financially. It is cool that people actually want them, that they want to wear the Rattle R. It's very cool to see people at events with one on. But yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Again, no pressure. Do not order it if you don't want it. If it's too expensive, by all means. But I have the price down low enough that it's to the point that it's kind of like I could definitely lose money if there aren't enough ordered, and if something gets lost. If it gets lost, like, I'm definitely getting pumped on it. So that's the thing too. So they'll be shipped out of the States. The shipping is very inexpensive if you live in the US, since it'll be shipped out of the US. Everywhere else is a little bit more expensive than that, but it's ideal. I guess most of you guys are in the US, so that's the thought process behind that, and all of the stuff being shipped out of the US just makes it less expensive for the majority. And even then, I think the international shipping is a little bit less expensive out of the States than it would be out of Canada or something like that. So that's all I got for you guys. Make sure you join the Discord. Discord is very free. Don't feel like you need to subscribe. If you don't like the videos, don't watch the videos. But I love everyone that watches the videos. If you like the hat, if you want the hat and you want to spend a bunch of money on a hat, by all means, buy a hat. If not, no pressure. Same with the stickers. Same with the stickers too. I got to get sending out some more stickers. If anyone's a channel member, you get a free sticker. Whether it was gifted or not, chances are you have a pretty good chance, if you're in the live streams when those happen, you have a pretty good chance of getting a free membership. People tend to donate, gift them in there. So you just have to turn that ability to receive them on. And then if you have, even if it's gifted, if you have one of those, I'll send a sticker out to you free of charge. If you have the YouTube membership, if you nitro the Discord, so if you have Discord nitro, then you have the ability to boost servers, and you can boost the server. You can get a sticker that way. Or even better, on Twitch, there is Twitch Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, once a month for free on Twitch, you can subscribe that way. I try not to mix up the subscribe members, whatever, but once a month. Thank you very much for the people that are doing that. Awesome way that if you already have Amazon Prime, you can support the channel at no cost. That's kind of my favorite way for people to be able to support the channel, whether it's ad revenue, which is kind of sucky, whether it's like Twitch Primes and stuff like that, it's basically, it takes a little bit of effort, and I appreciate it, but also free to do so. The more you guys can use that stuff or do that free stuff. Same with the eBay sell promotion. If you're in the Discord and you sell on eBay or you're buying on eBay, if you want to go in and check out that stuff, promote your listings for free. It also helps support the channel with no cost. Only like a severe benefit. Like if you have cool items, they're probably getting an extra 1,000 people that'll see your cool item that's for sale or up for auction on eBay. Even if you're consigning it with a Z&G or a Rusty or anything like that, TCA, you can still post your stuff in there, get some extra eyes on it. There's like, what are we, somewhere in between 4,000 and 5,000 people in the Discord. So those people can potentially see it. And then it's also posted for free on Instagram and on Twitter. Supports the channel in the form of affiliate links. No one has to buy anything that they aren't already going to buy or that they don't want to buy. Awesome way for you guys to help out with the content here. Yeah, truly appreciate it. I'm very lucky, and it's all because of you guys. So that being said, if you're one of those guys, you should be in the Discord. Come hang out. Great spot to seek out advice as well. All right, we got to cut this off. We're at 46 minutes. 47 minutes? 47 minutes. See you guys next time. Bye. Oh, cool Japanese opening coming up too. Like super Japanese haul. Accidentally too big. Way bigger than it should be.